Today we're rating AI-generated Magic the Gathering cards. Will they give you a massive advantage? Will they danger? Or it's going to be a noper for all of us. We're going to start off with the Festering Spring. This is a 2-mana instant. Search your library for up to 5 Doctor cards, reveal them, and then put them into your hand, then shuffle. That is... it's a very good card advantage. I don't know if it's broken. Who would play this card? Okay, it is a 2-mana, put 5 cards into your hand card. There are multiple Doctor cards. This pairs very well with the, what's it called? The Doctor Who set. Effectively making, but I don't know if you can break this. Is it worth building an entire deck around? I mean, it's very strong. Yeah, searching for 5 changelings can be crazy for 2 mana. Would that even be that good? I'm I'm trying to think. Would this even see play in Modern? Maybe. It's okay. You think it's a massive advantage? El Winter, there is 1 card that wins the game if you have 13 different Doctors in play. Well, we're 5 down. Only 8 more to go, and they also still need to be in play for them to even do anything. DG Kate says would also pair with stuff like Psychic Frog. It gives you plenty of fodder. That's one way of doing it. So you know, just it's basically a 1-mana card. Sorry, it's a 1 card that can turn into 5 cards. You could discard to your discard outlet for whatever you needed to do. We did it. We broke the changelings. It's an instant changeling staple, certainly. You know, like, okay, it seems good, but then like, what are you gonna do with it? Unless, I don't know, is there enough cheap Doctors somewhere between the range of 2 to 4 mana that, you know, it's just it's a massive card advantage spell, and hey, you tell your opponent, hey, can you deal with all these Doctors? Do you have enough removal spells for all of them? Sheevlore says, if it was Doctor's Companion cards instead, it would be broken. AI loves making Doctor Companions. Not like that today. You really want to play a bunch of bricks? Like, okay, that is my point. Like, if you build your deck around Festering Spring, you might be just playing with like a bunch of bricky cards. What if you just draw a bunch of Doctors in your hand and not the Festering Spring? Or like, let's say you play with like just a bunch of changelings. I mean, of course, yeah, like an actual changeling deck will play all this, but I'm not particularly scared of changelings in general. Changeling.deck does not scare me. Sorry, Morafon. You're not as scary as you look. We got Steven. They look like they're praying for the dead Doctors, so it does make sense. Doctors to be sacrificed. I mean, Tiamat searches 5 dragons, and that card's pretty good. Yeah, but the dragons are good. Dragons aren't bad. I don't know if Doctors are the same way. Is there like a Doctor that says put all your Doctors from your hand onto the battlefield? I'm pretty sure there's something to that effect with the dragons. Or something like deal damage to a player, put a dragon on the battlefield. You know, something like that. Most will start at like 4 mana. So it's going to be clunky. I think it's doable. I mean, it's doable anyway, but I don't think it's broken. Festering Spring for your Changeling and Doctor deck. So it's exactly what the Doctor ordered. I made that up on the fly. I'm very proud of myself. Next up, we got Bandit's Truce. It's a blue aura, enchant creature you control. Tap an untapped creature on the battlefield. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Impossible. I mean, unless enchantments are allowed to go to the... Unless we change the rules where enchantments get to go to the graveyard attached to creatures, this is silly. Maybe they should make that rules change. When stuff goes to the graveyard, it's still equipped with the enchantment. Why not? It's going to the graveyard anyway. Is it like is it same thing with I was about to say equipment, but that's not quite the same. We don't bury people with their equipment. Deck thinning, if nothing else. So anyway, yeah, Bandit's Truce. Do we have a does nothing bingo on the space? Yes, actually. Okay, so for everyone that loves the bingo card, we do have a bingo card here today. So keep an eye out for all these bingo squares. That's going to be important. If you're new to the show, some of these are not going to make any sense to you, but you'll learn as you go along. Do we have a do nothing? The card does nothing. The card actually, I would agree. This card does nothing. because this thing is not going to be in the graveyard. So you can tap an untapped creature, return this card from the graveyard to the battlefield, but it's never there in the graveyard in the first place. Not only your creatures. Enchant creature you control. Return this card. Oh, so what do you mean not only your creatures? You mean like we steal a creature, we put Bandit's Truce on it, our creature dies, and then we bring it back from our opponent's graveyard back to the battlefield? Is that what you mean? DJ Cates, I mean, if it dies immediately, as long as the ability can resolve, it lets you tap your opponent's entire board as written. Tap and uncrit. Oh, we can tap anything on the battlefield. Yeah, look at the cost. Tap an untapped creature on the battlefield. All right, I would like to tap all your creatures. Thank you very much to activate this ability. Return the if I understand correctly, we can activate this ability even if this card is not in the graveyard. It just says return this card from the graveyard to the battlefield. It's just not in the graveyard. You know what? I'm taking it back. This card does something. It basically says for 1 blue, I get to control if your creatures are tapped or untapped for the rest of the game. This actually is insane. This is absolutely stupidly insane. Yeah, it can work in the and that can work in the graveyard since it is a cost. Tap an untapped creature. No, but oh yeah, it doesn't really need to enchant anything. Tap an untapped creature on the battlefield. Return this card from your graveyard. Oh, it returns this card from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I thought it's returning like what it's enchanting. You know, this card is getting more dangerous. Yeah, you know what? This card, danger. I think Bandit's Truce at danger. It would be a dredge staple instantly. They just dredge Bandit's Truce into the graveyard. They tap an untapped creature on the battlefield, which is going to be the opponent's, put it back onto the battlefield. Battlefield or graveyard, it just doesn't even matter. Make sure you have no creature so it dies again and becomes repeatable. What if there was a does something square for a does nothing card, ends up doing something? No, well, that's very, very niche. Super niche. Okay, we have danger. It does qualify for something. This is the weirdest danger card. Doing your opponent's draw step just to be extra annoying. Pretends to do it felt like it did nothing at first. And now I realize, well, yeah, all our stuff is on. So basically, all our stuff is unblockable because I can continuously tap down your stuff. I'm going to make all your activated abilities super awkward. You're never going to attack. All your creatures are invalidated. You can't even really get rid of this thing because if you destroy it, put it in the graveyard, I still have the ability to bring it back from the graveyard anyway. Ain't it an danger card that almost did nothing. That thing went from like 10 to 0 to 100 all in one lap. Hope they have graveyard. Yeah, you need the rest in peace surgical extraction. Maybe some sort of permanent removal that just removes stuff from the game. I think that all works out. All right, Bandit's Truce, doable and danger. Next up, we got Hearten of Path. This is a 2-mana enchantment. Spend only mana produced by spells from your graveyard. What the hell does that mean? Spend only mana produced by spells. So those things don't even work. A spell is a card on the stack. A graveyard is something in the graveyard, unless the graveyard is now on the stack. Donate target. Zedru has another gift. The card literally doesn't make sense. How can you have a spell in your graveyard? So for anyone that is not like a deep Magic the Gathering player, spells are only on the stack. I understand in the other card games, spells are on the battlefield, like a card is a spell. No, like you can't have a spell in the graveyard. Spells are only spells as you're casting it, before it's resolved, before it's put anywhere, before it hits a zone. So like I don't even think Delve works. Spend only mana produced by spells. Oh, I see. That's an interesting interpretation. So like mana, like cards in graveyard could be considered like a use of mana? It came to the stack from the graveyard. Past in Flames, spend only mana produced by spells from your graveyard. Oh, is this like maybe like rituals, like dark rituals? So it says like spend only mana produced by okay, maybe that makes sense. Like you can only spend mana if it's from a ritual in your graveyard. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. It's the best interpretation we have. That would make everything so narrow. It would be almost impossible. Flashback cards, maybe. Well, flashback cards that produce mana. Captain Rumia, thanks so much for your super chat. Time to put this in a deck. Any good 0 mana spell that produces mana that can be cast from the graveyard? I don't know, maybe. Thank you very much for your donation, and for that, we will take a look at another card when we hit the hour mark. John says, I think this means if you don't have a Yawgmoth's Will or Underworld Breach, you're cooked. Which is 99% of players. And, like, at the same time, like, you would have to play the Underworld Breach first, then the Hearten of Path. Because if you do it the opposite way around, if you play Hearten of Path, then you can't cast your Underworld Breach. Because you can't cast spells unless you have mana from your graveyard. Unless you get that mana from your graveyard. From a spell. Fiend Grinder, you can only donate it with Breach, LED, and donate from the grave. No, not even just from the grave. Remember, you can only spend mana produced by spells. So you would have to, like, Underworld Breach, play Harden of Path with a ritual from the graveyard, play another ritual like Manamorphose, and another ritual, play Donate, and then donate Harden of Path. Does this count as play to lose bingo? Not necessarily. Like people say that it could potentially be a donate target. You still can play the game in a really hard way. I mean, this is playing Magic on super hard mode. Gives me Hogak vibes. You can donate this with permanents like Bazaar Trader. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. Bazaar Trader, I believe, is like a creature that you tap to donate stuff. Yeah, that's a good idea. This doesn't even have an upside. This is like saying, hey, check this out, and then shooting yourself in the foot. Believe it or not, Nathan, there's a lot of Magic cards like that. And the purpose of those cards is to gift them to somebody else. Enjoy your gift. Okay, but this is just Fires of Invention. You don't need mana. No, you need mana. I mean, you're gonna need mana to cast stuff. You can only spend that mana produced by spells from your graveyard. What an awful card. Just terrible. Next, we got Oblivion's Uprail. It's a 2-mana instant with Urtive Blue, whatever that is. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. Then the chosen card becomes no colors. It becomes Eldrazi. You have a reflection card in your graveyard. What is a reflection card? So reveal their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. This is just a look at it card. Do we have look at it on the bingo card? Or did we remove that one? Play to lose, look at it. Oh, we don't. Oh, no, we do have look at it. We do have look at it. This was basically look at it. Reflection's a creature type. It's not particularly useful. How is bingo player equals the card? Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-line card from it. Then the chosen card becomes colors. You have a reflection card in your graveyard. I don't see how that means anything. This is complete cloud poo. What? Does it have any function? Okay, it is like an alchemy card where you like look at somebody's hand and you change the color of that card before it even gets cast. Because there's some cards that are like, look at the medallions. Let's take Ruby Medallion, for example. Ruby Medallion says, red spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Well, now that I've played Oblivion's Uprail, that particular red card is not going to cost 1 less anymore. Look at that synergy. Yeah, it gains devoid, which means it has no color. We did it. Now they can't pitch blue cards to force well. There we go. Look at the synergy we're thinking of. So many applications. They can't pitch the blue cards to forcible because you modified the color of the card in their hand. Or they can't pitch their crappy card to force a will. They gotta spend it on a good one. You get hand info. That's not worthless. Yeah, I did not give up halfway. Cards that target color permanents like dead ringers. Well, something like that, but in hand. Bingo. Card invents Urtive and reflection cards with no explanation. Do we have that? Real key. No, but it's supposed to be real keyword, fake reminder, or hold on, what is it? Missing subtypes, target unacquired. Oh, no, new keyword, no reminder. Okay, that's fair. That is totally fair. And I'll tell you what is also fair. The value you get at fusiongamingonline.com, my favorite place to get my Magic the Gathering cards. Deal of the week this week, 20% off all dice. If you're a dice fanatic, I mean, they got dice in stock. Just like they've got The Hobbit. Unlock your imagination. Go back to Middle Earth and be free from the One Ring with The Hobbit. Oh, did you know? I just noticed this. They put the O in the shape of the One Ring. And get value when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. And of course, it supports the channel, which I appreciate. Get your singles and more. Build commander decks, a full 99 at fusiongamingonline.com. Okay, next up. Nice segue. Well, I do my best. I would say that's one of the more rougher ones. Okay, this is the last card. It's sort of doable. I don't know what the hell Urtive means, though. Okay, next we got Snruel when angry. It's a 3-mana aura. Dre Connor. As long as there are 7 or more creature cards in your graveyard, return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's Cybers. That is pretty cool. If there's 7 or more, it's like, okay, if you've stockpiled your graveyard. Oh, this is such a good art too. No vacancy. The graveyard filled up so much that it's spilling out back into the open. New ability keyword. That's like, do they have something like that here? I don't think so. Real keyword. That's for like custom shows, I think. When do we return? That's a good question. As long as there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Immediately. I suppose when if the game will constantly check, would it lock the game? I would figure that it's just waiting for. Oh, I see. I suppose it's supposed to say when there are 7 or more creature cards in your graveyard, return a creature card from your graveyard back to your hand. Yeah, it says as long. So does this lock the game for anybody that knows? Not Mace, you return when there is less. Well, there are some cards worded in such a way that it's constantly checking to see if it applies, and if it's constantly checking, then the game is not allowed to proceed. It doesn't say how often you can. Not quite play to lose, but we don't have a space for play to draw the game. Ornithopter and Sacrifice Outlet should have been called No More Room in Hell based on the theme. It's an aura. What are we enchanting? Oh, yeah! Is that like new design space? Just out of curiosity? Like, we don't put broken enchantment. Like, what if we have Rhystic Study as an aura? Think about it. Smothering Tithe as an aura. And the downside is we can kill the creature to prevent the ability, because then the enchantment goes to the graveyard. Has anyone like thought about that? Putting busted enchantments, like regular global enchantment types, on creatures. Target unacquired. No, it'll go on. Probably enchant graveyard. Okay, wouldn't it lock the game when you discard and bring the count back up to 7? I think it locks the game no matter what. Self-mill for more cards. I don't think I snool enough when I get angry. We have the... What do you mean the Magus? Are you prepared for Rhystic Study? Threshold, enchanted creature has Shroud as long as there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard. It can't be the target of spells or abilities. Where on earth did that come from? Okay, go straight to the graveyard without a target. Yeah, well, I mean, it's an aura. What is it supposed to? I would assume that the fact that it says enchantment aura means you can enchant something. You just enchant. Oh yeah, it didn't specify what. Yeah, that is very unusual. Okay, so like it's an aura, but could it enchant a land? Can it enchant anything? Maybe when it has no specification, you can enchant whatever you want. The effect might end once there are 6 creatures. It only locks the game if something prevents the creature from leaving the graveyard. Okay, so it just perpetually works. In a highly theoretical sense, this could let you repeatedly return cards up until you no longer have 7 cards in your graveyard. I don't think that's how it would work in practice, though. I think that's exactly how it's going to work in practice. 100%. It should enchant the yeah, flavor-wise, it should enchant your graveyard. Enchants the vibes. Butte! We save quickly 1. Will hunts. They can see Woter, but we among loyalty, says the Voral's Priest of the Witch. Okay, technically not doable. We don't know what this enchants. I'd like to think that it can enchant anything. You can enchant a land, because it didn't specify. In practice, this is a learn grammar moment. Probably. Okay, that one can go to the rank. You can go to the rank with the rest of the zombies that are in there. Okay, next up we have Kava, Flame of Defiance. This is a 3-mana 4/4 human soldier with Toxic 2. Whenever Kava attacks, it endures X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. It endures? Is endure a real mechanic, or did they just make that up? It feels like I've never heard of it before. Where X is the number of cards in your hand. That's insane. Then Gillum is like, is that actually how enduring actually works? All right, chat, is endure a defined keyword? That is a good question. Is endure is real? Is that how it works though? Or are they just making stuff up? Did they misattribute this thing? I never heard of endure. Is it new? When a creature is instructed to endure N, its controller chooses between putting N+1/+1 counters on that creature or creating an NN white spirit creature token. All right, so it didn't use the mechanic properly. It's broken. Endure is you putting +1/+1 or spirit tokens. Well, not now. When it attacks, it endures X. Oh, I see. No, okay. Oh no, it still works. Okay, I get it. It's doing one of these abilities, so we can buff up the creature or make that many tokens. I hate that they made a recruit token mechanic rather than the rebel tutor ability. So that's supposed to mean Fin Grinder. We got Thema. That's Ibers. And yeah, is create a token with X power and toughness or gain that many +1/+1 counters. Oh, no, sorry. We're not making that many tokens. We just get a token that is that large. Interesting. It's not bad. Okay, this is a perfectly doable card. Not make that many tokens. Make a big token. We're going to make a big token with the Cave of Flame of Defiance. Also has Toxic 2 if the damage is not enough to kill your opponents. Hexanort says most of the time it would gain like +4/+4 or spawn a 4/4 when you attack. And it still will. Okay. It's just a perfectly doable card. Nothing weird or crazy here. Traitorous Pegasus. This is a 4-mana artifact. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds an additional 2 generic. When this artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each player discards a card. When the artifact is put into a graveyard, each player discards. That's not that big of a deal. No one's going to even want to make this thing leave. Adding generic mana again. We're back to generic mana. This AI hasn't been updated with the new colorless mana symbol. Sheevlord says free mana. Not exactly free. You do have to pay up a little bit. It's like a big boost. Buy 1, get 2 free. I think it's broken. It's like tripling your mana for 4 mana. Yeah, but who's gonna get that advantage, Hexenort? Is it gonna be you or your next opponent? Remember, it's when a player taps a land for mana, that player adds an additional 2. And very likely, you as the person playing the Traitorous Pegasus are going to be tapped out. You're not going to be able to make as much use out of this card. DJ Kate says, this one might Zyber. You need to control when it's on the battlefield for best effect. Have it in play on your turn. Sack it on opponent's turn. That's a lot of work. Too much work, I would say. I want this nowhere near the game. Shivlord says, the name is on point. It helps everyone, not just the owner. Phase it out equals stonks. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Then you only use it. You can crack your baubles on their on their draw step so they can't use their mana. You can crack your baubles? What does that mean? I don't know what baubles have to do with that. Anyway, Traitorous Pegasus, you play this late enough and then bring out a win con same turn, says Sagacious. Yeah, it's when this artifact. Oh, you thought like if, Nathan, you thought if any card goes to the graveyard or any artifact, then they have to discard a card. That's a pretty neat card too. Probably would never get printed. I noticed that Wizards of the Coast doesn't like to design cards that can mess with people's draw steps very much. We got Mayfly. Now imagine if you could disable it by tapping it like the old Howling Mine shenanigans. That's a great idea. Anyway, it doesn't work here. Orum's Chant goes burr. Well, do you have an Orum's Chant for every single one of your opponents? I don't think so. All right. This card, I mean, this is a pretty serious card. It's gonna create a massive amount of mana. All right, you better use it properly, but it's doable. This is like City of Traitors on steroids. Traitorous Pegasus. Wow, I never made that connection. City of Traitors on steroids. Traitorous Pegasus. Wait a minute. We had a season of the Fantastic card that wins right away with 4 spells. Yeah, well, now we can have a season of a lot of... This is the season of mana. Okay, Traitorous Pegasus. Technically doable. I would send it to the rank, though. Okay, next up, we got Lightning's Devotions. It's a enchantment class that enchants a creature. Did any class cards enchant creatures? I want to say no. Enchanted creature has protection from vampire and trample. What a way to have what a thing to have protection from. Whenever enchanted creature is dealt damage, prevent that damage. Where X is lightning devotion's power. Whenever enchanted creature is dealt damage, where X is lightning devotion. Hold on, wait a minute. Lightning devotion doesn't have power. Yeah, this is a card you gave up halfway. Okay, this card gave up halfway. It was almost good. The last ability doesn't work, though. Not by a long shot. Where is Wall of Text? Where's gave up halfway? I don't remember where it is. Unless it's not even here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so close yet so far. Old boy says, too bad it will fall off because it doesn't have a subtype that can be attached to stuff. Again? Oh yeah, it does need oh, it doesn't even do anything from the beginning. Is vampire here as an ability, not the creature type? No, I believe I think it's here. Vampire is the creature type, trample as the ability. Unless we're gonna get a new trample creature type. And I bet they all inherently have trample as a keyword on them. I'm a trample. They might errata some creatures as tramplers. They're always tramplers. Does not Zyber shred the card? Mike the Red says, if a card had protection from trample, would that negate all trample damage? I would hope so. I would hope that that's the point of it. You know, this one guy, what is this, Thur? Sort of looks like Thor with an axe. Can basically negate the entire trampling of like the Hulk or something. You need to cheat this out anyway. Well, it's a lot of work. A lot of work for this card. Gillum, I 100% right. To the Urank. It doesn't even have. Oh yeah, I actually didn't even. Gillum says it doesn't even have a mana cost. I didn't even notice that. Okay, next up we got Seal Stone. You get it? You get the Seal Stone. Okay, it's 5 mana. Instant. Target creature gets -2/-0 until end of turn. If the spell was kicked, it deals 11 damage to each creature and each player. What the heck? And then we have a kicker of a red. So the kicker is not even that much. You know, it's not crazy. It's just 6 mana for, like, probably a board wipe. Is this an Infinity Stone? I don't think so. And I need to get the Seal Stone. Hell of a kicker. I know, the kicker isn't even that much. Okay, I mean, you have 2... Okay, there is one big thing about this card. You can play it in instant speed. So it's an instant speed board wipe, which there are not that many of. It unseal a can of whoop-ass. It ends the game on the spot. No, it doesn't. 11 damage to each creature and each player. Oh, actually, yeah, I forgot about that. Hits the players, too. Slightly better than Blasphemous Act. Are you really going to kick the seal? Oh, no! Well, we are kicking a Seal Stone. It's just art, after all. Yeah, it was busted until I saw the mana cost. No, the mana cost is still pretty doable. Like what? It's okay. A 6 mana board wipe that also smashes your opponent for 11 damage. You actually might even want to play with this card in an aggro deck just because it's a way of completely finishing your opponent off. Seal Clubbing Kindred deck. The Seal Stone is apparently a tungsten rod from space. Fun combo with Stuffy Doll. Fin Grinder says double black plus red. It's very, very doable mana cost. Don't worry, the stone bounces on the lake when kicked. It hits you too. I know. So that, you know what, Steve Cooper, I was thinking about that. So that's why you need to put in an aggro deck. Hear me out. It needs to go in an aggro deck. So you reduce your opponent's life total pretty low and then finish them off with the Seal Stone. This probably doesn't work very well in a control deck because you're getting wailed on for a little while until you can control the game, or even try to control the game with this damn thing, and you might end up just, digging your own grave. Basically unplayable and constructed. Oh no, very playable. I'm telling you, mid-range decks would play this thing. I think it's a very high likelihood that they would play this thing. Isn't this an instant speed wipe? It is, which hardly exists. This art feels like what Phil Foglio would draw. Not in his style, though, obviously. You're getting wailed on. Then you getting wailed on, and then you get sealed on. That's right. All right, well, we'll take a look at more of these AI-generated cards, but I do have to thank our sponsor, who sponsors actually also not real cards because they're digital on Magic Online. And you can rent those digital cards with Mana Traders. The best way to rent those digital cards on Magic Online. Use coupon code Nikachu_AOY for 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription to play any deck, any format you want on Magic Online. Whenever you want. Play Magic your way. Magic Online. Mana Traders. Okay, I need to know. We gotta change the music here. Bingo. AI predicts future sets. We get in the ocean set soon. Didn't we get an ocean set? No, I guess Bloomborough doesn't count as an ocean set. Ice Age, maybe? I feel like ocean sets have happened. I can't name one, though. Vintage and Legacy and Modern kill you until you have 6 mana with double colors. True, that's why this card is perfectly fair. Eric Gruden says, I find myself strangely drawn to this odd configuration of activity. Me too. All right. Super doable. I think it's cool too. You get wailed on, then you get sealed on. Get sealed, sucker. Okay, next up we got Ever Drifter Squad Rage. This is a 4-mana 3/2 human monk. Or as you control, have bands with other letters of 2. This is an uncard. Do we have uncard on here? Or silver border, or is that... No, we don't have anything. Yeah, peak unset material. 2 is a letter. In this case, yeah, the letter of 2. Okay. T, W, O. Huh? But that one on the left is a Z. Oh, people are saying here we want to interpret the 2 as a Z. Bingo, retired mechanic, bands with. Okay, that's true. Now that is a true story. Yeah, we have one retired mechanic over here. That's a really... What is the most retired of retired mechanics? Is it bands? Bands with stuff? I'm trying to think, like, what is, like, the oldest mechanic that they never brought back? Ever, ever, ever. Like, not even for fun in Modern Horizons. Burying? No, they just changed it, right? Burying is just destroy without, cannot be regenerated. It's not really a mechanic. Land home? Yeah, maybe land home. Ooh, and that's hard retired. You're right. Anti. Yeah, okay, solved. Graveyard order? Was that really a mechanic? I guess so. Graveyard order matters. Nathan's an OG of Magic the Gathering. You gotta order your graveyard properly. How about we do a retired mechanic show? That could be a thing. I think we've done that one. We could do it again. We've done everything at this point. The only thing that's original now are these AI generated and custom shows. Enchant, oh yeah, Enchant World, that's old. A lot of stuff is old. Artwork almost is XZ summons. We got, I found the Yu-Gi-Oh player in chat. Oh, they got a bunch of Z's in hand. Oh, and this one's a Z, this one's a 2. How do they make this art? Arcane. Oh, Arcane is not that old. I mean, it's old, but it's not like, it's not anti-old. Leon Corgi makes us do Nikachu MTG. MTG make do math, but what about spelling or grammar? No. Well, they don't make us do that very often because that's very hard to translate into other languages, and Magic is played in more than one language. We found the imposter. That's okay. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are bleeding into Magic. That was me 20 years ago. Maybe. Yeah. My hair grown out. Got a little bit of a beard going on. Okay, this card. To the rank. To the rank. Okay, we got Nishad. Mighty Stimular. Why do they call you the Stimular? Oh, well, you'll see. All right, anyway, this is a... You'll see in bed. Okay, well, this is a 5 mana 4/4 human monk. Bloodthirst 3. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-2. It's oh wow, it's basically an Elish Norn. They stimular your creatures to their death. Xnord says, I think Arena can bring back anti in some capacity since the client enforces that. Didn't they? Isn't there a card that steals your opponent's cards? Maybe, I think it was in draft though. Bingo, color pie break. Why? Oh, because green, blue, and red don't do the -X things. Okay, sure, that's fair. Very much a black thing to do. It's half a grand Cenobite. Maybe the better half. Yeah, it's a Teamer Elish Norn. A little expensive, but not bad. Death by Snoo Snoo. This is pretty strong, but doable. What is... I don't even remember what Bloodthirst 3 is, though. Elish Norn is a pie... Elish Norn is a pie break by herself. Yeah, we're just following her footsteps. Mike is like, this is very strong. I hear the Corvus bell ringing and it scares me. Yeah, there we go. Thema is like, I feel stimulated. New player alert. What is Bloodthirst? Well, don't worry. That's like an old mechanic. So if you're too new, then basically it doesn't matter. Enters with 3 +1/+1 counters if an opponent was dealt damage this turn. Sick. So we can have a 7/7 that also nukes our opponent's board. Everyone, look at everyone that knows what Bloodthirst is. I don't. I feel like if I were to take a Magic the Gathering exam on just random mechanics, I would score less than 50%. But everyone's very happy to share their knowledge of Bloodthirst, and everyone explains it in a different way. Look at that. X-Nort's simple. It enters with 3+1/+1 counters if an opponent lost life this turn. It's simple. The Google is strong with this one. Okay, Nashad, you are pretty good. Good stuff, Nashad. You're a real card. You're annoying as hell to play against, though. Super annoying. I really don't want my creatures to be constantly nuked by your stupid passive ability. Goblin Blasting. Sorry, Blastling. So I was born Blastlinging. This is a red 1/3 crab wizard with ninjutsu of 3 mana. But for 0, exile the top card of your library. Ooh. I wouldn't say it's danger. How is it danger? Come on, be serious here. It's just it's another one of those cards that basically wipes out the top card of your deck. Hey, look, a new best friend of Thassa. That's right. How do you want to exploit this? Okay, there's a few ways you can exploit this. Now, first, the most obvious one, put in a Thassa's Oracle deck. So you exile your library, you play Thassa's Oracle, you win. You could also play with cards that reveal the top card of your deck. And so effectively, you are exiling whatever you want until you reach the card that you need. But that's not even a new ability. Like cards like this exist already. Yeah, future side effects. Instant Cosmogoyf staple. Honestly, I think they have better cards. I think this card is too complicated to get in play. Their mana is bad in that deck. Fluck our royals. You exile your whole library. That's right, that's the point. Perhaps. Bingo fleshes have been reached. No. We're not exiling from the graveyard. Blast away all the goblins in your deck. The exile top card is not once per turn. I know! Who cares? This plus Bolus's Citadel. Big deal. Remove the lands from the top of your deck when needed. It's a combo. But you can ninjutsu this and do shenanigans for 3 minutes. It costs... Okay, I guess it's easier to ninjutsu it in play because you don't have to cast it. You can still stifle it. Combined with Bolus's Citadel. Then it's a 2-card combo, and you still have to win the game still. I don't think it's the most egregious thing. Okay, Arethusa wants the flavor text. Huatley, Joy here. Fluke of our royals, says Giru, Seagate Expeditionary House. What a weird flavor text. I guess this is Giru. We love you, Giru. Hey, also we exile our own cards. Exile the top card of... Yeah, you can exile the top card of your deck. We did it. We broke Laboratory Maniac. This is spooky, but not dangerous. I think this is a very doable card. I think you people are overreacting. Like, I swear to God. What is that enchantment? There's an enchantment that's blue. It's a reserve list card that you exile the top card of your deck to prevent damage. What's that card called? Can anyone remember? Thought Lash. That's what I was thinking of. Thought Lash. Read 'em and weep, people. Remove the top card of your library from the game. Prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to you this turn. All right. This ability exists. Nobody uses it. Nobody. So all of you people in chat that are like, wow, this will break the game. This card is literally it's existed since Alliances. This is an Alliance old card. It's $12, even though that's on the reserve list. We broke Thassa's Oracle again. Oh joy, cumulative upkeep. Yeah, but the upkeep is just exiling more cards from your library. Exile your entire deck in response to the Thassa's Oracle trigger. Anyway, this card exists. So you can't say, like, this is supremely broken, okay? It's the same damn thing. Demonic Consultation also exists and is cheaper. I know, exactly. When upkeep isn't paid, remove your library from the game. That is correct. Dude, that's a forced cumulative upkeep. What are you gonna do with this thing? Thought Lash just prevents damage on 4-mana enchantment. It's just, but also it still exiles the top card of the deck. Okay, this is very doable. I think it's also very legal. So if you guys think that Goblin Blastling is broken, that this thing is gonna like just completely change the game, get yourself some Thought Lashes. It's the same thing. Play Thought Lash with your what's it called? With your Bolus's Citadel and so on. Okay, next up we got Reality Vines. You guys need to get back to reality here. 2-mana instant. You may cast pirate spells before attackers are declared. How does this help me? I may? Yeah, it's exactly. I may? Thank you very much. Yeah, it was like, so just like usual. I usually can also cast spells. Bingo does not. Didn't we already do the oh no, we didn't. We erased the does nothing. This card does nothing. It does stone cold nothing outside of putting an instant into your graveyard. Surprise blockers. Not really. Remember, you have to no, it's not surprise blockers. You have to, well, I guess, okay, you cast the surprise blockers before they attack. It is, we're preventing them from, we're deterring an attack. We may not prevent the attack, but we're trying to deter it. It's like flat, yeah, it's like, no, I don't even think it gives flash. It says like, you may cast pirate spells before the, before attackers are declared. So what it's really saying is, if I play this at my upkeep, I can play creatures as usual on my first main phase. That's exactly what it's saying. Cast it during combat phase, not very practical. Cast it during combat phase, it does nothing. Yeah, you still have to obey timing restrictions. Not until a turn, so you give weaker flash for pirates. No, it's not giving flash. It's just giving us permission to cast pirate spells. During normal, during the normal time, I'm allowed to cast my pirate spells. I wish it gave flash, but it's not granting. It's literally not granting flash. It didn't say that. Even if we did interpret this as giving flash during the combat step, but before attackers are declared, that still does extremely little. Yeah, I know. We may now. Oh no, it would do something then, because then you could, when your opponent gets to combat, then you can instant speed cast this. So at the beginning of combat step, you could flash in a bunch of creatures. That it would do. Leon Corgi, it would be more interesting if it was red and said you may cast pirate spells as long as they have flash tapped and attacking. Something like that. There are currently no green pirate cards in the game. Like Mayfly recognizing that one little tidbit. We have no... Even if you wanted to play this in your pirate deck, there are no green pirates. Nothing. Yeah, especially your green pirate switch total 0. Imagine trying to cram this in a commander deck. Pay 2 for permanent permission to play pirates. Okay, it is technically legal, but incredibly useless. Okay, we got Throw and Aria. Is this the first, like, you know, tag team card the AI has ever generated? We have 3 mana for a 2/2 human pilot. Vigilance. Gnomes you control have double strike. Whenever a black card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Into your graveyard. Interesting. So if we have self-mill in our deck, or if we use cards like Grizzly Salvage, Mulch, and stuff like that, we can end up getting black cards going to the graveyard just incidentally, and we start pinging our opponents for stuff. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Bell, I found my new self-mill commander. Time for a gnome-heavy deck. Are there any good gnomes out there? I'm assuming gnome is just like one of these completely, just a crap creature type. The self-mill superstar. Gnome deck gonna go wild. Okay, this card's Zybers, it appears. Well, I don't know how much it's gonna help the gnome players. Yeah, I thought when it's called throw an aria, it's gonna be like some sort of card that throws another, like throws aria. Bingo alert, Zybers. I totally agree. Oops. I love how Dangers and Zybers are on polar opposite ends here. Need this in every Dredge deck. Not really. Dredge would never play this card because Dredge does not actually want to cast creatures. 30 gnomes in the game right now, and not a single broken one. This is the gnome's name. A shame this can't be your commander for that milk crab we just seen. Oh yeah, that's true. No, that wouldn't help either. The milk crab exiles. Remember the milk crab. Remember, it's exile the top card of your library. This card requires the cards to actually go to the graveyard. Rakta says, in fact, there are 2 green pirates. Oh, there are pirates. Raktus writing the ship on history. She throws stuff at players when black cards hit her graveyard. I suppose that's how it works. I guess that's the flavor. Make it just old cards that enter the graveyard. Oh, not just yours? So, like, when someone plays Duress on somebody else, it's gonna trigger this card? Oh, I just realized that. As you cast black cards, they're gonna go to the graveyard. They're gonna trigger this card. The only bad thing about this card is it's not very big. It's only a 2/2 creature, so like whatever. It's very, very small. Very doable card. Shall not be boarded. Well, it doesn't need to summon. You just need to chuck a black creature into the graveyard. Chuck black creature. You can discard black creatures. Let your black creatures die. Or it's not even creatures. You cast spells. It all works. Ooh, I like the name of this thing. It is the Voltage Tutor. It's a green instant. Create 2 1/1 green Saproling creature tokens. If the spell was kicked, scry 3, which we can't. Whenever a player casts a spell from anywhere other than their graveyards, you lose the game. Whenever a player casts a spell from anywhere other than their graveyards, only I lose the game? Only me? Yeah, this is a play to lose card. Whenever a player casts a spell from it's just Sudoku the card. Oh, I'm so behind. Bingo, play to lose, 100%. Where's our play to lose? Here we go, play to lose. It's fine, it's on an instant. Platinum Angel combo? How is that a combo? Play Platinum Angel just so that you can get like some 1/1s that the spell was kick scry 3. How do we even kick? Is there cards out there that give all cards kicker of some sort? So like something will give this thing kicker so that we can enable the scry 3 part. Voltage Tutor sucks, and the name don't match what the name doesn't match what it does. Yeah, nothing to do with lightning. The upside of 2 Saprolings is totally worth it. Cast Memnite. Remember, this is perpetual for the rest of the game. So once you play this, and your Platinum Angel dies, and then someone casts a spell from anywhere other than the graveyard, then you die. Then you also die. Yeah, time to start making cards that add kicker to other cards. That makes this playable. Oh, a Hive Mind combo. Okay, so we play Voltage. Everyone gets a copy. Oh, I see. Okay, we play Voltage. Everyone gets a copy. They all resolve first. And then before yours resolves, you play like another instant speed at the same time. Nikachu, everything is kicker. Yeah, but not everything gives kicker. We need this card to gain kicker until end of turn. In response, I think I'll cast Think Twice from my graveyard. No, that's a wrong. Oh, you mean assuming someone's Voltage Tutor is already resolved. Say, Suyala says, I'm crying. This card is so useless. No, it's a Hive Mind combo. DJ Kate says, how would you even do that mechanic of giving things kicker? It would also have to define what happens when they are kicked. Yeah, you could. Well, you could make a card. You could have an enchantment that says like all spells cast have kicker of 2, where when it's kicked, scry 2 or something like that. Like something innocent, or you mill 2 cards. And then Voltage Tutor just happens to say that if it's also kicked by some other means, you also get to scry 3. I don't know which one would resolve first, though. Winner says, when you really have to go to the bathroom, but you don't want to concede. Oh, yeah, Voltage Tutor. Well, no, but you don't lose the game immediately. You still need someone to actually cast something so you lose the game. Weirdly doable? Like, it didn't trip over itself. It's just really hard to make the full use of this card. Next, we got Thur. Lomason Master. This is a 4 mana, 2/4 human rogue. And for 6 mana, create 4/0/1 white soldier artifact creature tokens with trample until end of turn. 4 of them! We got our 0/1 tramplers, baby! I got an army of 0/1 tramplers. 4 of them, in fact. And then we got Fatos Landwalk. Are we fat shaming here? Exile target artifact or enchantment. Hold on, how do you activate this? Fatos Landwalk, LOL. The 0 power tramplers. Create until end of turn. Somehow I knew this guy came from the land of Fatos. Also, that's not how mana symbols work. Oh, with how they're out of order. The AI does that constantly. How do you activate this ability? What, I just get Fatos Landwalk, exile target artifact or enchantment card? What makes the land fat? Well, what makes it thick? Cholesterol. The tokens have trample until end of turn. Oh yeah, you're right. They're not in there. It's not for forever. That first ability is so underwhelming. Finally, some Fatos representation. You exile the target and it gains Fatos Landwalk. Oh no, is that how it is? They're like those abilities are backwards, right? Usually you have to. It should be like exile target artifact or enchantment, and then you gain Fatos Landwalk. 4 defenders for 6. Oh, did they have defender? Create 4/0/1 white soldier artifact creature tokens. No, they're not defender. They're just 0/1s with trample until end of turn. Classic Prodigy album, Fat of the Land. Wasn't Fat of the Land a Prodigy record? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. The Fat of the Land. It's sort of a new mechanic. I don't know what this is. Is it actually a land walk? Like, it's using the word land walk. Violent Beetle says, is create permanents until end of turn correct templating, or should give them the ability to sacrifice at the end? I couldn't tell you. I don't make cards around here. I just read them. Pixel Rainbow. Either that or it's saying you have to give her the landwalk as the cost. Yeah, I think it's somehow you need the landwalk. Or if the landwalk is enabled. Like, what if it's something as mountain walk, but you don't have the mountain walk? Because it just doesn't happen yet. But then this would be a really busted ability because you exile artifacts and enchantments like crazy. Or maybe maybe you only get one instance of it when it becomes enabled. The trample is until end of turn, not the creatures. Yeah, the trample is until end of turn. They get trample until end of turn. Honestly, this card is a mess. I don't know how to interpret the second ability. I don't know how it gets online. It feels like they're just making stuff up. This can go to the year rank. Interesting to think of, though. Doesn't create until end of turn mean it tries to create them nonstop until the turn, and end of turn never arrives because this is trying to create at every priority window? Why every priority window? You just activate this once. How is it supposed to be worded? Create 4? I don't know. It looks like it makes sense to me. The templating is probably wrong, but I don't know why why we try to create these things over and over and over again. Weirdest scapegoat effect. Also, why trample on a 0 power creature? I don't know. They're being creative. Look, the AI is just being very, very creative. Next, we have Odysseus Wrecked. This is a blue snow enchantment. Whenever you gain life, put target card into your hand. What card? Okay, then for 2 mana. Oh my god. Target card? That seems broken. You can start taking cards from your opponent's hand and putting it into your hand. You can take cards from anywhere on the battlefield. You can even, I'm pretty sure you can take cards from somebody's deck. Yeah, we are stealing. We are the sticky bandits. Sticky all around here. It doesn't specify, so anywhere. Yeah, so whenever I gain life, but it's only one. Okay, so we need, so the key is we build a deck that only gains 1 life per instance of gaining life. Like a Soul Sister or something. So this would be great in a Soul Sister deck. They didn't say they have to be in the game. I assume it is. You could be right about that. This card is wrecked. Okay, 2 mana. Until your next turn, that creature becomes target turn round 1. And for 4 mana until end of turn, your seconds main phased. This is a I'm gonna main phase you. Get prepared to get main phased, buddy. This effect lasts indefinitely. I actually like the sound of that. Your seconds main phased. This is a true gave up halfway card, but gave up halfway has already been hit on the bingo card. Hey, that card you guys have for sale for 80 bucks in the glass case. I'm putting it into my hand. We have Mastakina says, I take my second main phase now. Until end of turn indefinitely. Yeah, and until end of turn, your seconds main phase, this effect lasts indefinitely. Except not. Oh, don't we have something like that? Real keyword, fake reminder? No, it's not quite the same. Gain 1,000 life, steal your opponent's deck. Steal everybody's deck, declare victory. Is it even possible to target cards in hidden zones? You know, you're probably right. We can only target stuff in, like, face-up zones. Bingo alert, chaos ensues. Yeah, that's good enough. It's good enough for me. It's a pretty chaotic card. We had main phase, yes, but what about second main phase? Well, we had second main phase exists. All right, definitely a massive pile of cloud poo. That's what I'm gonna say. It was just mind fudge all around. Okay, Carrier Climb Bright. This is a 3 mana 0/0 vehicle. What is it? Is it dead on arrival? Trample, haste, crew 2. Don't crew it. It falls apart immediately. When this vehicle attacks, each other creature becomes a copy of another target creature, except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. Yeah, exactly. Eric played 0/0. That's all we have to see. It's almost like our eyes looking at this card. How does this thing even work? We have questions. We have a lot of questions. How do we buff this up? So we need some random anthem effect on the battlefield. Step 1, get the anthem effect on the battlefield. Step 2, crew this thing. Each other creature becomes a copy of another target creature, except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Ugh, that doesn't make any sense either. This thing was almost cool. Okay, this just fundamentally doesn't work. It's a vehicle, but not an artifact. Yeah, it's just a creature. It's a fleshy artifact. It's a fleshy vehicle. It's a vehicle made out of shells and other organic material. How can it enter if it becomes a copy? Exactly, it doesn't. It's not going to. Okay, now it's time. It's that time of the show where we're gonna take a look at more cards. Sponsored by Captain Rumia. Thanks for the donation. And for that, we'll take a look at another card. Every $5 gets us one card closer to another card to extend the show. Next, we have Share the Unraveler. This is a 6 mana 3/4 creature. Creatureless creature. First strike and haste. When Share the Unraveler enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a permanent card with counters on Share the Unraveler. Put it onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. What the F? I woke the greater pleasure of the Phyrexian and still, and the hag made them for 1,000 soon constructing. Even the flavor text doesn't make any sense. Honestly, I don't think this card made any damn sense from the beginning. I mean, we lost it after haste. I was 20 years of age, I guess. Sagacious says, nothing in the library has counters on the Share the Unraveler on the battlefield. Bingo alert. Creature missing. Oh, creature missing subtype. Where do we have that here? Oh, missing subtypes and stats, yeah. Man, we have no bingos yet. Very close. Nathan says, reading that is making my brain unraveler. Yeah, oh yeah, Share the Unraveler. It's gonna unravel things, all right. Not the things you think it's going to, though. Howdy, Ash. All right. More Mind Fudge. More Mind Fudge for the Mind Fudge Fountain. This next card is also brought to us by Captain Rumia. Thank you so much, Captain Rumia. Lots of cards to get through. So 2 more cards. We got Common Gargoyle. Common Gargoyle is a 3-mana 2/2 cat. Doesn't look like much of a cat. Tap. Target land becomes a 1/12 green spider creature with Toxic 1. Interesting. Turns your lands into just an obscenely large blocker. Nice. Surprisingly doable. I honestly wouldn't play this card. And I'll tell you why, because I don't want to turn my lands into creatures. Then they can get blown off by removal spells. By Swords to Plowshares, by Fatal Push. Your land doesn't have any, like, mana cost. Doran Gobert. Oh yeah, this is pretty good. It's not a bad Doran card. Doran is Abzan colors. You can put your Common Gargoyle in that thing. Any player's lands. Oh my god. I missed that. Just turn their mana base into spiders one at a time. No, well, I mean, yeah, and then you can kill them. Yeah, you can destroy the opponent's lands. Oh, that's pretty good. Does this count for unexplored design space? I think, hold on, did we do that? I think we did. Did we do that one already? Does this count as unexplored design space? Turning lands into creatures? Not really. We have cards like that, don't we? The land doesn't come back. No, but I mean, okay, if you turn a land into it becomes a 1/12 green spider and does not, yeah, it isn't still a land. They are not still a land. The Ghost of Thomas Jenkins says, yeah, we can print this thing. Also, it's not still a land, so you're shrinking their mana. So 1 by 1, we basically are stone raining them. Turning lands into creatures, but having them not still be a land is the unexplored part. All right, I'm just gonna trust everybody. Gonna trust you on that one. And with that, we do have our first bingo. Common Gargoyle isn't a common. Shred this. it's false advertising. Sue for false advertising. I swear to God, I thought I was buying a common, but it's a rare. This literally cost $20 at the local game store. Can the bingo card prize be seeing more cards? Absolutely not. If we do that, then we're going to reduce... How do I put it? It's going to be only 1 bingo spot per card. No, I'm going to make this even more pay to win. Also, where is the cat? That's a good question. I see nothing in the art that suggests there's any cat, unless this is the cat, and that's a very ugly cat. The most hideous cat of all cats. Isn't this also a cat? It's a cat instead of a gargoyle, apparently. It doesn't become a creature, though. It's just a token. All right, Common Gargoyle. Doable. Maybe even broken. Okay, we have a second card, thanks to Rakdos. We have Mu Asapio the Door. We have a Door Planeswalker. This is a 4 mana, 4 loyalty. Oh, it's Chandra, apparently. 0 mana. Sorry, 0 loyalty. You gain 1 life. Mu Asapio the Door deals X damage to any target, where X is Mu Asapio the Door's power, which it has none. And also -6. If it's Tains or a permanent with 10 base power dies, then make sure you destroy it. Chandra is a door. A door to where? A door to adventure. Hey there, Fireburn. Not me. That bonus card is from John. Oh, sorry, not Rakdos. Sorry, it's, no, not John. Who did I accidentally credit? This is the second card from Captain Rumia. Captain Rumia donated 2 cards. Sorry, this is the second card from Captain Rumia. Thank you very much for your card, Captain Rumia. This is Reality Shift Chandra. Yeah, and we're going to Reality Shift. Prince says, I could expect this from Ren, but not Chandra. Is this the fractured reality they're talking about? Doesn't look that good. I think it, yeah, this card does nothing. I thought that if it tains or a permanent with 10 base power dies, destroy it. It's like, okay, if you die, you get destroyed. Just to make sure that you are extra dead. But the card outside of that does absolutely nothing. Next, we've got John's Super Chats. More score, and 7 years ago, we requested more AI slot. Let's take a look at another card. We got Nur. Nur the by Drocap Ping 60 LT. This is a 2 mana 0/1 enchantment Necron Horror. For 2 mana, tap, draw a card. A dragon. A ball of a creature you control. The creature card's exiled. Black, and it fights. Okay, so it's like draw a card. It sounds like we can draw directly a dragon. Yeah, I would love to draw a dragon. A whole ball of a creature. A whole ball of a creature. The whole thing. What else do we have here? Yeah, so we draw a card, a dragon, the ball of a creature I control. So I can like what is drawing a creature I control? I'm just putting the card back into my hand. I love to draw cards from the battlefield. The creature card's exiled and black, and it fights. Leave the creature's ball alone. No, I mean, the whole card, there's nothing to get here. Honestly, it doesn't say very much, but holy crap, they made it as confusing as possible. Mere Battlesphere is a ball of a... That's true! That is true! Mere Battlesphere is a ball of a creature. Target unacquired. What does it fight? Black, and it fights. Well, it just fights. Can I draw all 7 Dragon Balls? Sheevlord says, it means you whip out a canvas and a paintbrush and start drawing all this stuff. Gilliam's like, ouchie, my brain, oof. They're like piling on the most absurd cards at the end of the show. At the point where our brain is already melted as far as it can go. Pixel Rainbow says, are you combining creatures from multiple places and then making them fight? That's one interpretation. All the ball... Oh yeah, all the ball lightnings. Ball lightning is also a ball of creature. Maybe it helps us put the ball lightning back into our hand so we don't have to sacrifice it at end of turn. Our brains speak for yourself. I know. My brain's the most melted out of all of yours. Very undoable. This is the biggest large amount of dib-licking mind fudge that we've seen today. Dib-licking mind fudge, I say. Okay, we've got the wave. Next, we have the Wave Bane Rat Car. Compliments, by the way, of Nathan. Thanks for all the great content. You're welcome, Nathan. I appreciate it. And with that super chat, we'll take a look at another 2 cards. The Wavebane Radcar is a 6-mana 4/4 flying beast. When this creature enters, you may destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. You gain 3 life. This actually has isn't this like Terastodon vibes? It reminds me of Terastodon, if I understand correctly. So we ETB, we can destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent. So it's like a little bit more restricted than Terastodon. But whatever we blow up, they get a 1/1 blue fairy creature, and we also gain some life though, by the way. This is just a real card. I say print it. It's Pungify. Well, it's a Pungify effect on a body, but remember, it can't hit the creatures, and that's you can't really say this is Pungify. Pungify literally hit creatures. That was its point. Is that blew up the creatures. This is non-creatures. The one-winged rat. It's Sephiroth's rat. One-winged angel meets one-winged rat. I don't have to kill my own thing again and again. I don't have to kill my own thing and gain 3 life and a fairy sweet. Yeah. Well, you can blow up something that's like bad for you. You could blow up things that have been donated to you. Some nasty things. Some super nasty cards. In my opinion. That's one way of playing with this card. It really should blow up creatures, though. That would make it actually extra playable. But maybe it'd be too strong. Like, every control deck would play this. Blue players that can realize that they can play a 4/4 flyer and blow up their opponent's creatures. They'd be licking their lips all over this. Also, you don't have to. Oh, come on. We're going to do it. Who the hell wouldn't? Gain 3 life out of that deal, too. This is probably honestly, this is probably an obnoxious card to have in the game. I bet this would see pretty strong. Okay, no, it doesn't hit creatures, but I still think it would see like a good chunk of play, especially for like well, I don't know about standard. For 6 though, doesn't even have flash. No, but it gains life. Don't underestimate life gain. This is even in color. Does blue gain life? Not really. Hardly ever. All right, it's a doable card. Mono blue has Sugar Coat, which gains life. Okay, then. Next, Nathan. Your next card is the Strength of Influence. Strength of Influence is a 5-mana sorcery. You may pay 3 life. Is that it? To mill a card, put the top card of your library into your graveyard. You know, that's gotta be like real. Is that a keyword though? No, that's not a keyword though. Yeah, such value. It doesn't even look like you can pay 3 life. It's just sorcery. What does this card do? What does this card do? Wow, the value. 5 mana to pay 3 life and does nothing. Useless reminder text. No, isn't the reminder I can't remember. Doesn't the reminder text supersede like the actual text? To mill a card, put the top card of your library into your graveyard. With the forests change in your throat. Your throat. Sorcery bolt yourself. Death Shadow Synergy. Well, yeah, if you have a lot of mana. Pay 3 to learn what mill is. That's true. Bingo, wrong reminder text. But it's not even a reminder text to a keyword. Yeah, one with nothing type of effects. Combos with Sanguine Blood. E. Crick says, it just reminds you about milling in case you forgot how it works. Italics as a reminder text does not affect gameplay. Oh, okay. So it's just you pay 3 life. So we're paying 5 mana to dome ourselves for 3 damage. Stop hitting ourselves. The first rule of Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club. This is a Tyler Durden card. Basically been fighting himself the entire time. Technically, the reminder text is correct. It could be Death Shadow Tech. Font of Agonies. Corbinick says, oh god, I love paying life to learn the rules. I also love paying 5 mana to lose the life. This is all pain, no gain. Strength of Influence combos with Repay in Kind. Okay, you guys make that work. This is just a flex on other players, if you can make them lose life off of this. Okay, neat. Not. Okay, is it doable? I mean, it's doable. It's not irrelevant. Okay, next up. We got the courtesy of Fireburn. Let's hold Nikachu hostage to keep doing more cards. You got it, buddy. You keep holding me hostage. Okay, well, your first card is Crewhead. Was it Crewhead Banthor? It's a white X sorcery. You draw X cards. It's literally white. It's like color shifted Brain Geyser. Danger. Mind you, nobody plays Brain Geyser. That thing is like stone cold unplayable. Not a very white effect, no. So it's funny, Brain Geyser has gotten so bad that we now can give it to white, and that's totally fine and fair. Goes to Thomas Jenkins. As a white player, please print this. We need the card draw, damn it. White can't have card draw like this just because of the color pie. Is that true? Look, this card has been so pushed out of the game at this point. The Titans hasn't found Takirans. You grow the Flip Mabel Juggernaut of her LOL plugs. We will subtle Kersey Ashes alone. He emptuated trenches worth like he nosh and space. The F that I just read. Yeah, LOL plugs. Flavor text is giving me a headache. Gillum says, what is this doing in white? Doing nothing. Nothing dangerous, anyhow. Anyone else see this flavor text and think of the Jabberwock poem? Off of flavor text was having a seizure when wrote this. No, it's just on a lot of drugs. Super hard drugs. Strong stuff. Yeah, such wisdom from the flavor text. I challenge you to go on a ton of drugs and then start writing poetry. At what X does this become okayish? Like 3? Yeah, like this guy. The card exists already in Brain Geyser. It's been around since Alpha and Beta, but no one plays this thing, especially at sorcery speed. Oh boy, it's like challenge accepted. Okay, this card's very doable. In fact, I would even say it's Zybers for the white players out there. And Shivlo is like implying that I'm not doing that already, doing lots of drugs and writing poetry. Okay, your second card is the Anna-Locked Essence. Alright, this card is also brought to us by Fireburn. Thank you very much for your 2 cards. It's a 2-mana 2/2 Fungus Predator with Bestow! If you cast this card for its Bestow cost, it's an aura spell with Enchant Creature. It becomes a creature again if it's not enchanted. I'm sorry. Sorry, chat. You couldn't get the real keyword fake reminder. It was a lot of words and nailed it. Actually nailed the entire thing. Enchant Creature has base power and toughness 715. Holy shizer. Whoa! That's a big creature. Gillum's like, hell nah. And by, you know what's interesting? Yeah, it's actually worth killing the creature and in response to this Bestow. And then, all you have left is a 2/2. Yeah, it actually works. It got Bestow right, at least. Dora and Dex are salivating. Dora and Dex are eating well tonight. Artwork kind of looks like an Algomancy card. I'm not sure what that is, an old boy. The AI loves big butts today. Big butt lover AI. The bigger, the better. Big and juicy. Okay, just out of curiosity, would anyone play this card? I never consider playing cards like this that turns my creatures into like gigantically chunky creatures. 4 mana, 7/15. Give it to me. Correction, 7/15 on another creature. You do have to enchant another creature with this card. If you're not going to enchant another creature, you just have a 2/2. Which is highly unusual for a bestow card, because a lot of the bestow cards are like, okay, I am this, and I can give you this. But instead, this is a 2/2 creature, and it grants another creature to become a 7/15. That's a big Badger Mole land. How many 1/1s does green have? Tons. Millions. Billions. We're going to need to call up this 15 Squirrel Squad for this one. Yeah, one more fight. And the Squirrels would win. Squirrels would win easily. I mean, it works. But just making one creature big without any evasion or trample isn't that good. Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. I never play cards like this. But some people, I don't know that. I mean, in Commander, it's pretty good at dissuading opponents from screwing with you. I got a 7/15. What, you want to attack into this? No. So it doesn't even need to attack. It just needs to be there on defense. What color do you think had the most 1/1s? I would guess... Oh, man, if I were to give a random guess, I would say white, but I could be dead wrong. It could be red. If I were to take a random guess. Give it to a creature with trample and it suddenly becomes scary. Just attach it to something that already has trample. True story. I feel like a white or red. Oh, you mean for 1/1s? DJ Cates could work for the surprise factor. Stick a creature next turn, pump it, and hit face. White has the most 1/1s, right? I have no idea. It's only as good as the creature you put it on. Yeah, it can. Okay, super doable. Print it. Print it to Wizards. All right, Steve Cooper. Steve Cooper wants more, so we are getting more. Another 2. We got Study Life. Oh, this is bringing me back to my university days. Study Life is an artifact. Whenever you draw a card, put a key counter on Study Life. And for 2 mana, tap. Create a 3/1 red elemental creature token named Wei Mei Gu. For as long as it has Study Life is number with key counters on it during your untap step. What the F? What the F did it just ask me? Create a 3/1 red elemental creature token named Wei Mei Gu. For as long as it has Study Life is number with key counters on it during your untap step. God damn it. This one really did give up halfway. I had a stroke in the middle. So did I. You could see the stroke in real time. Yet another card that gives up halfway. Bordeaux! Could you please explain this card in a way I understand? No, I can't! The card wasn't designed like that. But here's your Wei Mei Gu. It's a 3/1. That is true. Okay, what was it trying to go for? It's like you draw a card, you put a key counter, create a 3/1 red elemental token named Wei Mei Gu for as long as it just has a key counter on it. It seems like the number of key counters on this card doesn't even matter. Yeah, so sets up a trigger for your untap step that only resolves if you still have study life with key counters, something like that. Pixel Rainbow. I think the elemental is alive only if Study Life has key counters. Bryce says, this is word soup. Is that on the bingo? Well, no, Chaos Ensues is our word soup card. No way, my guy! Oh, we got Fountain. Says, can you explain this card in a way you understand it, though? The best I understand it, for as long as there was a key counter during your untap step, you get a 3/1 red elemental. That's the best way I can understand it. Maybe they were trying to say you could only have as many elementals as the number of counters. But then it would be, they would use the word each somewhere, and it doesn't even have the word each anywhere in this big mess of a sentence. No soup for you! Sometimes it predicts very unlikely strings of text. That's what it does. Okay, next. Also from Steve Cooper. The Ungroated Corsairs. It's a 3-mana enchantment. Whenever a detective you control enters, you can pay 2. If you do, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Interesting. But there's one thing that doesn't make any sense. If the creature enters, it's no longer a spell. It's a permanent. Welcome, Leaf. I found a live chat again. What, did you like close live chat and didn't know how to bring it back? Detective Kindred. How many detectives are there in this game? It's a good question. We need to find all the detectives. Oh, there's a lot. There's like 86. Look at this. Aftermath Analyst is a detective. A lot of detectives. April O'Neil is a detective. What else is a detective here? I'm honestly not familiar with any of these cards. These are like all new cards to me. I've heard of forensic researchers. Some people made some jank merfolk decks out of that. What else? Here's all the detectives. Detectives are really hard unplayable. We're getting Detective Pikachu Universes Beyond. We're getting a Detective Pikachu Universes Beyond deck. Are we? Trickster Gaming Craigasm. Detective Kindred was a thing in Karlov Manor. I don't think this card works. Yeah, I don't think it works either, because if a spell becomes a permanent on the battlefield, you can pay the 2, but you can't copy that spell because it's not in play anymore. We pay 2 if you do copy that spell, unless it's talking about other spells that are on the stack. So like, let's say I play a detective and I hold priority. So let's say I play detective and then when it enters the battlefield, I cast a spell and then I can pay 2 and copy that spell. Maybe that's how it's supposed to work. Old Boy says, create a copy of the spell that became that permanent might work, but then again, Wizards of the Coast wanted to have that effect. They'd do it differently. But maybe it's just copying spells on the stack. Imagine if it had said copy target spell instead of copy that spell. Then it would do something if you flashed in a detective. Hexnord says, if it says target spell, then it would work. Yeah. Gillum says, a detective has the best reminder text too, Private Eye. Well, whenever a detective you control enters, you can pay 2. If you do, copy that spell. Oh, but it's referring to itself. Sorry, ungrodded crosshairs. To the rank with you. To the rank. You almost worked, but not quite. It didn't quite get there. Well, I hope everyone had fun today. Go down the AI generated world as usual. Why is my camera shifted? You can like see a little bit. Or is this on purpose? Maybe I'm supposed to maybe I pushed my background a little bit. As usual, we do these shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and Tuesdays, Thursdays for the evening crowd at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show, or super chat to extend the show. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here. I hope you had a lot of fun. It Zybered big time. We even got a bingo out of all of that. People like Corbinek, we got Mercenary. Hexenort was here today. We got Lee Fisher. Old Boy DJ Cates. Toilet Duck. Sagacious. We have millions of more. Where is everybody? Masticina. John. Bordeaux. Rick Sizu. Pixel Rainbow. I got a good... The Ghost of Thomas Jenkins, Protopon, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you at the next cup.